Okay, then let's talk about food.
Yes,
You're a
yes,
foodie.
yes. Let's do it.
And it looks like your one blog is totally devoted to food.
Totally. I do. I do write a blog about food and sex. I actually call it Foodery and Sexery by somebody who knows. And I do like...
Yeah, I read your one about the sardines.
That was a little...
I'm sorry about that. That was...
Well, I didn't realize it was a spinal cord.
I understand. I fully understand. I totally understand.
I thought they were boneless.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, and I understand.
Do I want to know?
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Go read it.
Okay.
We won't talk about it.
But I do. I do.
It was not sexy.
No, it wasn't. And that's my one avenue of not, like, I did write one about roast chicken recently that was sexual, but that's probably because it's one of my favorite things to eat. But, and I'm reading a cookbook right now by a woman who is very sensual with food. And I actually was reading a recipe to my sister. We were sitting on the couch, and she looked over at me and she goes, "What the hell are you reading? Is that porn?" I said, "No, it's a roast chicken recipe." She's like, "Jesus, burnish breast and anoint the chicken with oil like a priest." I was like, what the hell are you reading? And, you know, I think there was a chapter about cooking for yourself, and the first line is, don't knock masturbation. Yeah, exactly.
That's wonderful.
So I do find a lot of eroticism in food, and not necessarily like putting food on my body, but just cooking for people is very sensual and you're putting yourself into it, and I get a lot of pleasure of serving food to people and eating food, and I find that to be a very sensual experience. But
Yeah. You're a sexual gourmand. Is that the word gourmand? And a food gourmand. You study it and you want to do it right.
What's the blog?
Oh, Berotica.wordpress.com, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and I am
yeah.
on Blogger too. I don't remember it on Blogger though. Xavier Axelson. If you Google my name with Blogger, it should come up. I think it's Xavier Axelson at Blogger.com. Everybody's on Blogger. I started a stupid blog on WordPress and everybody's on Blogger.
Yeah. And then Tumblr.
Well, you know.
Give me a break.
Tumblr is like instant satisfaction.
Oh, now I have to do Tumblr?
Yeah, see, I don't keep up.
Tumblr's so lightweight, I drop one photo at a time, and then you see people who reblogged your photo, and it's always credited to you. It's not like they stole your photo.
What is Tumblr?
Tumblr is another
It's
blog
a
format.
No.
Yeah.
Is it mostly photo form? For photos,
It looks
or?
like people have mostly been doing that, but you can also do just all text.
Right.
But I'm doing it for like really cool photos.
By the way, since we're talking about that, we'll veer off the topic just a little bit. You need to plug yourself a little bit, sweetie.
With what? Do I need to go buy something from
No,
the store? And
not that way. You need to plug
Silicone-based?
your corset being on the front of a magazine.
It's like the 5th magazine it's been. Like,
So,
Retro Lovely magazine. It's like a pin-up hot ride type magazine, so it's on sale at the end of April. Angela Ryan is sitting in a vintage car, wearing an overbust. It's black satin with silver spiderwebs on it. I'm trying to find out if these are on a newsstand, which I can't find. I have a feeling this magazine is only available to mail order. I don't know if you can find it at Barnes & Noble, but I'll find out. And maybe I'll figure out how to share it with everybody.
that would be great.
But yeah, a corset on the cover of yet one more magazine.
Sweet.
Hopefully there's more in the future. What's great is that it's Skin 2 and Marquee. I've never submitted, I've never bought an ad. I end up in the tattoo culture and the hot rod culture, and I'm fine with that.
That's fine.
They seem to like what I
They love
do.
your stuff.
I've been on like 3 different tattoo magazines. I'm like, that's great.
Good.
I have no problem with
When
that.
you realize where your market is, you just kind of have to
Just keep going.
go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no problem. I'm like, fine, I don't ever need to be in Marquee. I mean, I'd like to.
If someone's,
if it happens, I'm not,
someone's
just saying.
watching, editing.
But after 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I haven't been in Skin 2 or Marquee yet, so something's up.
Well, a lot of their stuff is latex and stuff, though, too, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
a lot of latex and rubber and leather, and you're doing fabric. Satin.
They do the fabric stuff. I'll figure it out.
Alright.
I think it's the right photographer pitching the editorial.
Yeah.
And it's marketing is such a weird thing. Anytime that anything gets out into the public, you suddenly realize that a huge part of your time is going to be spent marketing and publicizing, and that's why even though I'm not Stephen King, I definitely had to have somebody come help me, and that's why I brought Ellen. And he has kind of been helping me out. And I'm like, for me to even get into my emails and be like, let's go into the Yahoo group, all these romance Yahoo groups, and at least introduce me. I haven't even gone down that road yet. You know, I'm sure you must find that too.
Yes, because you're like, people still use Yahoo? And it's like, they do. They do. Yeah,
there's
those
a lot of
Yahoo
people
groups.
in there.
And they irritate, for some reason I hate the Yahoo groups, and I can't. I'm like,
I know.
Could you just not?
It's
just get
rough.
on, like, come on.
It's
Cut me
hard.
some slack.
It's and I think part of the difficulty with anybody who's marketing themselves or their own business or their own service of what they do, which all three of us are doing, is you could spend your whole friggin' day doing all kinds of social networking and never actually get your product done that you're networking for. And so, because I have to put a time limit. I'm like, past this time on the clock, we're done, because I have to get work done.
You and I are a lot alike. I have to have my day literally hour by hour. If my writing, I have to get my 1,000 words in a day. I have to. And then I had to set up a second hour to get another 1,000 words in at the end of the day.
Yeah, you have to do it.
You have to, because
otherwise all the social networking comes to nothing, because you have nothing to
Right.
show.
Yeah. Right.
You
Yeah.
can't network nothing.
And it'll suck you dry. It's a soul sucking. I mean, luckily I did.
And not in a good way.
No. The only type of sucking that isn't good. I went to school for PR, and I was a publicist in Hollywood for a while. I was a fashion publicist, and so my mind always works as a publicist. It's always working. It's like
That's important. It's a good training.
Yeah, and I tell him all the time, I'm like, go through that email, find a link in there, and then you need to go see if I can blog on their site. You use everything as a tool to market yourself.
Absolutely.
It's very
complex. I have friends who don't even understand what I do. 10 years worth of internet, we know what people want, what they like. I couldn't even explain it to my friends, because they're like, how do you know all this? I don't know. I just absorb it. I stay on the internet just enough to see what the kids are doing.
And you don't have a choice. You have to know it. If like the three of us are marketing, you have to know that stuff.
Yeah.
You really do. It's important.
You have to be able to market yourself.
Absolutely. And do Twitter and Facebook.
And fuck MySpace. I mean, I put so much time into that. I have tons of photos there that I don't even know if they're still on my hard drive. And like over 7,000 friends. I mean, that right there, if I send a bulletin, potentially I'm reaching 7,000 people. I don't have time to get on it anymore, but people still use it.
Can you imagine when Facebook disappears all the work that we've put into it?
Yeah, I know.
It's a killer.
Oh, don't remind me.
But
we've got 35 minutes of tape left, but we can wrap up anytime.
I just wanted to...
I mean, now when I have somebody says, what's your fantasy? I'm like, somebody scrubbing my floors and cleaning my house.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. And you know, there are people who will do it.
You can wear or not wear whatever you wish.
Right.
And just clean the house.
And don't speak. No.
Right, don't speak. No speaking.
No talking.
No talking. Don't bother me.
No. Just
get the work done.
Maybe I need to do that.
Get a little domestic.
I think I need to, get a domestic submissive.
You need a house help. You can use a house help. So what is your next writing project?
Actually, my next writing project, I just submitted a story called Dutch's Boy, which is a cowboy western romance. It started off as something very small, a 5,000 word thing, and then it's turned into an 18,000 word novella, which is submitted. I'm going to know about that at the end of the week. And this was very cool. I'm doing a Father's Day submission for my publisher, and it's called Lily's Father, and it's about a man who has a daughter who has been turned into a werewolf, and she returns every Father's Day in the form of a little girl, and it starts with him finally having found love after losing his daughter, learning to love again with somebody, and it comes back to present Father's Day when she's about to come back from the woods, and he's fallen in love with a jeweler who has made a necklace that they hope will somehow manage to transform her and keep her as a little girl.
Oh, that's really interesting.
It's so wonderful that you don't just write gay men's erotica. You're a well-rounded, creative individual.
I never thought I would be writing gay erotica. And again, people take it really seriously. Just like in the fetish community, people get really crazy. And I finally told somebody yesterday, I said, sweetheart, we're writing gay romance. Nobody here, as far as I know, is doing research for cancer.
Right.
So let's cut it. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, they hated your book, Sticks and Stones. Let's move past it. Yeah. And you got the cure for cancer in your back pocket, pull it out now.
Have you ever gone to any like events and done a lot of reading? Have you ever read?
I haven't, and as
There's like a romance.
There's like a rom-con, I think, like romantic. I haven't. They're very expensive.
Okay, I can tell you, there's enough cool events in our neighborhood that are like
the West Hollywood Book Fair.
An evening of fun erotica. Mm-hmm. There was Sexy Tales at El Cid.
Oh,
and this is Jamie Waxman, who I think is in porn, and she hosts this at El Cid. And I mean, this is a night of like somebody reading, somebody singing a song, and it's pansexual, I guess you call it. Mm-hmm. A very sexy girl with a hula hoop who blow your mind. Like, you're just like a hula hoop, and like, no, wait till you see. You could go up there and read.
Oh, I love that.
You'd be a hit.
You'll have to hook me
I will forward that to you.
Forward it to me, for sure.
That's what's so great about our town. There's so much fun stuff.
And I don't know any, I mean, I do know some, I do actually want to do a reading thing where I work, and I talk to you about it, where I get a couple of erotica writers, and if there's people who are interested in learning how to write erotica and have it be a book signing too and stuff. So I'm trying to, because I don't have enough going on, trying to get that.
But definitely let us know. You know, if that gels into something, let us know so we can help promote it and stuff.
Sure, absolutely.
That would be great. Before we end for this evening, we recently started doing a Form Spring question thing, so that people could send in questions that we could answer during the show. And if you're looking for it, it's under B, the letter B, sex positive, written out. And so somebody submitted a question today that I wanted to see if we could work with a little bit. And it's always difficult because, of course, you're limited to characters, and so usually the grammar is not great. To me, the way the question is asked, you could answer it in many different ways, depending on what they actually meant. So we'll see if we can figure this out. The question was, for sex workers who deal with a steady stream of clients, particularly regular clients, I would think that the sheer repetition of the word love would dilute any meaning that term had down to nothing. Is this true?
And I feel like I want to jump to a conclusion, but I did it last time with the whole anal sex thing.
You did.
So I'm not going to jump to a conclusion.
Okay. don't jump to conclusions. Especially about anal sex.
It's up to you two first.
Like sex worker as in...
See?
They were specifically, they were saying like somebody working at the Bunny Ranch.
My response to that, because I have known, I have a fondness for prostitutes, and I have known several of them, I think they're very, oh God, you have to have a certain mindset, let me just say that. I mean, the girls that I've known, their focus is money, and their focus is getting the money in any way that they can. But I think it does harden you. I'm going to tell you guys right now, as somebody who, I have taken money for sex, and I have paid money for sex, just to kind of get both sides of it. It does harden you. There is a hardening that happens every time you do it, and I think it does kind of affect your love life at some point. I think love does become something that's for other people, because your body becomes your commodity, I guess. I would say that it does affect your love a little bit. It has to. It can't not, I don't think.
My response was, when I was writing the response, was something to the extent of, first of all, it kind of depends on how one is defining love and all of its manifestations.
Right.
And, I don't think that anyone truly believes that if a client is telling a sex worker that he or she loves the sex worker, or vice versa, that is a true exchange of I love yous.
Right.
That's heat of the moment, that's part of what you're paying for in that space.
Right.
Does that mean that a sex worker is incapable of love? Not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nor does that mean that sex worker isn't currently in love with someone. They may have husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, what have you, that they're deeply in love with. But I agree with you that I think when your body is your commodity in that way, it can be very difficult to sort of parse out the emotion from what you're doing. So I think that this is a more complicated question than is this true or not. It's going to be very individual. And maybe this will be a good question we can ask when Mika Tan comes in next time.
And maybe that is the answer.
Because she's done this kind of work.
The answer is true and not. It is both.
Yeah.
It's both. It does happen, I think. Both ways.
Where were we going to go?
I just, sex workers are awesome. They're providing something. And the thing is, sex is the one thing that humans will never separate from love. I mean, you might have a friend that is a great racquetball player. You have friends who play golf with. Sometimes sex is like a sport. And as somebody who's never participated in sport fucking, I have to say that because I've known enough people. And I have to defend them, you know, that there are people who can separate sex from love. I know it's hard. I don't do it.
Well, they don't call a blowjob a job for nothing.
It's
Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
You know.
Good blowjob.
I think that I do with the girls. With sex workers, I do feel like we need. I don't understand why they're not supported or why they're not protected here. It's mind-boggling to me. I mean, I've known so many girls, and I'm like, if the country needs to get real with this. Prostitution is not going to go away. It's never going to go away. My dad told me a long time when I got into this business, he goes, you know what, you chose two really good fields. He's like, fucking and eating. He's like, people will always need to do both. It's never gonna vanish off the planet. So
yeah, that's the thing. If you're told to invest in something, you need to invest in something that people will always need.
Right.
Always need sex, always need food. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you very much. You've been wonderful. I hope we get to see you again and talk some more and hang out some more. We will be back online March 8th with Mika Tan, and then again on March 22nd. And keep a lookout on the website. Check out positivesexuality.org for updates and information.
Can we give Xavier's site to buy books?
Yes.
Oh, and my website.
Yes.
It's Xavier's Axel webs.com. So Xavier's Axel webs.com, and the publisher is silverpublishing.info.
Yep. And so support your local or not so local erotica writer, because gotta keep this going.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for a great chat and everything, and we'll see you later.